load. And I'm going to share my screen just to start us off here. Well, I say I'm going to share my screen. Where did it go? There it is. Share. We'll go up to the beginning. And so what we're going to do is over the next couple weeks, we're going to slowly walk our way through what the 4-H record book is, what's involved in it, and how to create successful record books so that it keeps with what the judges are looking for and they become most useful for our youth. To begin with, we have some seasoned agents, we have some fresh agents on with us today. And so basically I want to give an overview today of what the 4-H record book is and just the beginning steps of that. And so record books are just a creative way of sharing what you're doing with your 4-H project. It's kind of the projects are the foundation of what we do in 4-H. Our kids pick a project, they work on it independently, learning all that they can about it. They take those experiences and then they share those experiences with those around them. And so the project is something that the individual 4-Her wants to learn about. It's not what we as agents or professionals are telling them. It's not what the parent is telling them. We want these to be what the kids are interested in, to learn more about whether it's anthropology, archaeology, if it's a cow project, poultry, it's up to that kid's individual interest to expand upon that. And what they do is they present in their record books on one main project, and that's where they're going to give the focus, the most detail of what they're working on, the exception being achievement or animal science, and in which case that is kind of an encompassing achievement in what animal science, what animal. And so you can have a broad animal science experience, but then they're going to focus additionally on one particular animal in that experience. The kids can also then report up to two to three additional projects. We only report a maximum of 3 in their 4-H record book. And that's just, we don't want our kids to spread themselves thin. It's very easy, we know as professionals, to spread ourselves thin. We want our kids to learn kind of a little bit of time management, project management, so they don't get too much on their plate at one time. For the projects, we have a variety of things that we cover. On this sheet, you're going to see the 50 so-called fully supported projects, and these are delivered in 3 main categories, or our mandate areas. So healthy living, looking at how we improve our mind and body, and that could be our foods and nutritions, human development, health and fitness, campaigns such as substance abuse, self-awareness. You could fit your yoga into that, mind or body, both. Civic engagement, again, is looking at personal development, so our public speaking and entrepreneurship, service learning. So if they do focus on giving back to the community, they might have a service learning project. Fine arts, again, looking at their singing, dancing, fashion, fabric, photography and videography fit in there. They used to be a STEM project, but we now have that as a fine art. And then STEM, and that's where we place our animal sciences projects, our environmental sciences, so like our forestry, outdoor adventure. That's one that always comes up. People want to know where to put that. So you look at what the child is focused in doing outdoor adventure activities. Are they looking at the science behind it, or are they looking at how being outdoors and camping improves them spiritually and physically? And so that's one of those things that they can go in either place. They could also look at outdoor adventure as an entrepreneurial experience if they wanted to. Are they leading hikes? Are they doing trail rides for guiding services? The vast majority of our record books tend to be turned in the animal sciences, as well as the food and nutrition and food preservation areas. So that's just one of those things to keep in mind when your youth are submitting record books. As agents, what we do is we submit 10 record books per area for a total of 30 books. You can do at intermediate level and advanced level will be turned into the state for judging. And so you can have 10 healthy living books, 10 civic engagement books, and 10 STEM books. You will give us the top 10. We will then judge those. For the beginner level books, those younger books, we take the top healthy living, the top civic, and the top STEM books. So 3 books total from the county. Those books, you guys, beginner books, the county will judge. They submit the 3 winners to us, and we recognize the 3 winners at District-orama for the beginner record book. The end result is from all of that project work is that they're learning life skills. They prepare for scholarships and the college applications. My son used his, and my daughter as well, looking at the summary of their 4-H experience. When it's time for them to do those college applications, everything is there in one tight little package. It helps with job and applications, interviews. If your advanced record book winners advance on, they actually conduct an interview with state staff and county agents to showcase what their project is. So again, those levels, the 9 through 12, that is the beginner books that are judged at the local level. The state, we will judge ages 13 through 15 and ages 16 through 19. That's our intermediate and advanced books. The Clover Bud, if you want them to do, there's a form, I will share that with you at the end of this, that they can do just to get that practice of writing down what they're doing. And the members, those record books are due to the state office on February 1st. And it's according to their age on January 1st where those books are categorized. Because the competition for 4-H record books will be, so for instance, this coming record book season, it'll be reporting activities done in 2022, but the contest itself is in 2023. And so we look at the age of that 4-H'er for the 2023 year. And so the very first thing that the youth does is page 1, and that is where they're going to give us that important information. It's going to contain their personal information, signatures, and details so that we know if they are being judged in the right area. And those report forms are available online. It's just a 1-page form that they can fill out. I show this to you just so you see that it does not have to be typed out. It can be handwritten as long as it's legible and we can read it. They provide the number of years that they've been working on the project, how many years they've been in 4-H, typical things. What do we use if we're going to do publicity, what they want to be called, their county, address, phone, their age. This is, again, this 4-H age. So the age they are, if you were to stop on January 1st and ask them how old they are, what age they are that year, and that determines where we judge those books. Now, as far as signatures go, because these record books are now submitted to us digitally, it is okay as an agent, if you know that the student and the parents and the leader have all looked at it. I'm okay with a typed signature. Usually I have a \S or something, just so that we know that they've looked at it. Or you can still have them signed by hand and send that off to us. When we are judging these record books, we simply are going to be looking at, do they have all the signatures? By having you as agents sign off on that record book, as soon as I see your signature, to me, that is saying, yes, we have all of the signatures. You have approved that book to be submitted to us. We are going to trust that you've done the truth checking at your end before you submit it to me. Remember, throughout this whole record book, we are definitely looking for spelling and grammatical errors. This counts. The record books divided by tab dividers. Again, we're not worried about this. These are digitally submitted books, so don't worry. This is a freebie 2 points that we're going to give to every record book. We do want to see the 12-point font and clear single space, the rules that are on that record book when they fill it out, that they're using the proper margins, and that they don't exceed on that form that 10 pages. All right, so I'm going to stop share and I'm going to reshare if I can find it real quick. Share. So when you're looking for information on doing the 4-H record books, I advise you go to our Are you seeing the website, by the way? Can you give me a thumb up? Okay, wonderful. If you go to our website, direct your youth and yourself to the youth tab, projects and record books. It's there at the very bottom. And on that site, you'll find things for the youth to work with using their projects. So some of these have project sheets and reflection sheet. If there's a little Adobe logo, there's materials in that section for them to work with to help guide them on their record book path and journey and things to do in their record book. So for instance, here, citizenship, if they were to pull that up, it would pull up a project sheet. Let's see if it will do so. So it'll pull up a project sheet here with ideas on things that they could do in that project to put into their record book, as well as different resources to find materials on doing a citizenship project. Back out of there. Then we get into the record book section, and this is where you're going to find all of those forms for them to do. So here is the record book cover sheet, that very first place where they give their personal information. It's a Word document. They should be able to type that in, print it out, and then the rest of the form will be here. There's a PDF form and a Word document. This Word document is so much easier for your youth to use when they open that up. 2021, and I think this is gonna not show. So let me just do this. You're gonna see my whole world here, share. So now hopefully you can see the record book. So you can see we have it all tabbed out. Thanks to our agents in Benton County, Jessica and Janice put this together. It's a phenomenal sheet. I will update it to reflect the current years here in a little bit, but you can see it's set up where they can type in for an activity. They can fill that information out. And we're going to go through this record book over the next few weeks on what goes into each section. But this is a good tool to help them fill in those record books. You don't want to see about in service. Then we have a Cloverbud record book. This is the book that I mentioned to you that is good for youngsters to learn. It really wants you to see everything I have open here. So here's the Cloverbud journal form. Again, this is nothing that we would judge because we don't believe in doing those competitions that are not encouraged for Cloverbud levels, but this is a tool to allow those kids to expand and share what they've been doing in 4-H for a year. And so I highly recommend just introducing that to them. You'll also find tips, sheets for completing your record book guide, handouts here to help be more deliberate in your language skills, so action words, how to show that you're teaching and doing things. And then for your advanced, how to do your record book and how to tell your 4-H story. We also provide the rubrics here. So if you want to see what we're looking for when judging record books, everything is there. And then for your advanced kids, if they manage to get an interview, what to go into that. And finally, just some frequently asked questions. And this is where we will put the links to these chats as well. So this is just the broad overview. Next week, we're going to talk about doing goal setting as well as starting on the actual record book. Do you have any questions that you'd like or think other people might ask, or things that you would like expanded on? All right, I'm going to stop recording.